Well, hello everyone. It is another day in Caccamo, Sicily. So I had a funny situation happen that I never saw this one coming. I had just washed my hair and had put some product in it and was planning on running to the store to get some bottles of water. Multiple people stopped me in the street and pointed to my hair and said to me in Italian that I was going to get sick. I couldn't figure that out because I was feeling fine and it was 75 degrees and sunny like it is almost every day since I've been here. But people kept like men, women, a kid even said to me, Malat, you're gonna have a problem here. And he's pointing to my head. And I'm like, well, what is this? So finally I asked my neighbor, is there something wrong with going outside with hair that is damp from having a shower? She goes, oh yes, you're gonna get sick. Can anybody tell me why this is a superstition or a tradition or what is the deal? I mean, in my country, I will go out with damp hair, freshly washed damp hair, pretty much almost any time of the year except for like extremely cold weather. Go figure. I don't know why that is, but it was an interesting observation. Two nights ago, I was in my little Sicilian townhouse and I was about to make dinner. Side note, dinner here is actually, there is no pre-processed foods at all. Like first of all, I don't have a microwave, but if I did have a microwave, in the grocery stores here in Caccamo, there is literally no pre-packaged, pre-processed food. If you want pork barbecue, you're gonna make it yourself. If you want a pizza, you're gonna either buy it fresh from the baker or you're gonna make it yourself. Like just everything is fresh and everything goes bad in a hot minute. So if you're gonna buy it, you're gonna eat it or you're gonna chuck it. And then that's a waste. I don't know what your world is like. In my Metron, when it comes to connecting with other people, we schedule it. So for example, my friend Jen, great example. We've been friends 25 years. We literally have to get on our schedule sometimes a month out just to go out for drinks or for dinner and catch up. It is really, really, really a long period of time. And then what happens when there's a interruption in the schedule or something comes up for work, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes we'll go months without seeing each other. One thing I do not have in my world is immediate dinners. And what I mean by that is that I'm not invited to someone's house last minute. And I, as an Italian American, do not invite people 5 minutes before I serve the food on the table. I don't call somebody and say, hey, we're literally about to sit down. The pasta is on the table. The pasta is hot. Come on over for dinner. And people actually show up. It is not happening in Pennsylvania, United States. However, here in Caccamo, my neighbor invited me to dinner with about a 5-minute notice. Now, I was about to fry up some veal and I had a pot of hot water on the stove. So I was just starting my dinner. I live alone, so I'm only cooking for myself. In my world, if somebody was to invite me 5 minutes before dinner time, I would think to myself, they're just being nice. And because I already had the pot on the stove and my veal was ready to be fried, I thought, okay, I'm gonna say no thank you. And I did. And then she contacted me and said, are you coming for dessert? And I was like, well, I'm eating now. And she said, okay, then come for coffee. I'm ready to go over there. I didn't know who was gonna be there. It is 9:30 at night. And the whole family is there. The parents are there, the kids, the grandkids, the dog, everybody's there. Everyone has just finished eating. They're all having vino and coffee, and they're just whooping it up. Nobody's in a rush, and everyone is just impromptu. Nobody got dressed up, nobody bought a house gift. There's not all this prep and plan. It's simply family gets together and they eat together. And that's it. And they invited me in and we had truly stimulating conversation for the next 3 hours. I think sometimes we look at people who come from, more rural areas and we think they don't have a lot of experience outside of their town. But you know what? These are curious people and they really want to know what's going on in the world around them. And it was just excellent to talk about things that matter. There is a great hope in the next generation. There's an optimism for the children who are being raised in today's Sicily, and how they are going to take the knowledge they are having that us older folks could not have, did not have. And how are they going to transfer that knowledge into making the world a better place? And I love that optimism. I feel like, that's missing in our culture that is a little bit negative today, especially those of my friends coming from the United States who might feel like, what is happening with our country and this election, etc. This is a very special place. I knew it would be special going into it because A, it is Italy, B, it is my ancestral hometown, but there's so much more meat on the bones than that. And there's so much more perspective I'm getting on this beautiful place and on these people. There are problems here, for sure. It's hard to make money here, but the challenges are different. Because the weather is so nice here, kids are outside a lot more. And I'm talking about teenagers. These kids are getting out of school and they go to a cafe for like a coffee or a soda and they vape. So much vaping here, so much smoking here. I feel like with the young people here, there's a hope and an optimism that I think comes with genuine connection. These kids are on their cell phones. Absolutely. They have social media, they're on YouTube, This is not a place frozen in time. I've addressed this before. These are real people, real, genuine 2024 modern day problems. They have young people that have to navigate the world that they are growing up in. I was at a cafe yesterday. I was sitting down eating lunch with an American friend of mine, and the group of kids all get off the bus. First of all, the dress code here is hilarious. And what I mean by dress code is there is no dress code. Every kid got off the bus wearing almost the exact same clothes. They had on jeans, baggier jeans. Girls had the high waist that's like scrunched up. Every single girl is wearing the short crop top, which is like a t-shirt that has like about this much midriff showing. Everyone is in black and white. Every single kid, 28 kids got off the bus, 28 kids were in black and white. So not a lot of creativity, my Caccamo Sicilian friends. A pink scarf, a red jacket, liven it up a little bit. The world is not in black and white, guys. They all got off the bus. They've been in school now for, 8 hours, 7 hours. Everybody sat down with their coffee, their soda, their pastry, and they were all talking to each other for like an hour. That was striking to me because I have a son who's 17. He's still in high school. And I see the behaviors of how kids respond and react to each other after about 10 minutes of conversation, and they're all on their phones at home. Here, they are on their phones, but they're on their phones for like 30 seconds, and then they get off and talk to each other again. And it's just a much more relational group of people. In truth, I do not see the same level of depression, antisocial behavior, anxiety, social skills that are like non-existent because these kids are growing up. They're greeting each other. They're shaking hands or they're kissing each other when they greet each other. There's just a more relational construct to how the culture is done here. I can't help but wonder if that is truly a positive for mental health. As a parent, as an observer of my own culture, I look at this and I go, am I just standing by? Should I be encouraging? And what is my role in that? And I don't really know what that is. I just know that I'm seeing it done differently. I had asked one of my neighbors about levels of depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation with kids who are from this town. She knew what it meant, but she said, yeah, she goes, there's some problems with that. We try to help the kids. We try to, get them connected with people who can help them. There's medication, but we don't really have like a big problem with that. And I was like, wow, interesting. And why? Why? What do you think? So I was talking with my Sicilian friend Rosetta about riposo. Many of my American friends know the term siesta in Spain or in Central or South America. Siesta means that in the middle of the day, there's a break where businesses literally shut their doors and everybody goes home and everyone eats with their families. Some of you know that I'm a Harvard certified business coach. So I've been working internationally with different small businesses to help them, particularly with soft skills related to their business, challenges with communication in their business. I've been watching that the height of the day when people would be most likely to need to go and grab a few items at the grocery store, or might need to stop and get that prescription at the pharmacy, or go to the bank, whatever. Everything shuts down for 3 hours in the middle of the day. And I said to her, I don't understand this from a business point of view. Why would I shut my doors as a business owner at the best part of the day when the most people might need something? Why would I do that? Why is this tradition still going? And she thought about it for a few moments. She really thought about it, and she said, they're just tired, Kristen. They're just tired. They want to go home and rest and be with their family. That's the most important thing. I literally laughed out loud because it was the most counterintuitive, anti-business mindset that I could ever come up with. It gave me pause on how Italian Americans and Americans in general, and how Sicilians view our world, view business, view money differently. If you're tired, you take a break. That's a striking difference, because when people ask me about our vacations, they're just shocked that we don't get 2 months off every year for vacation, or that if a woman has a baby, she has very limited time before she has to go back to work, working 7 days a week, working 60-hour weeks. They cannot understand it because aren't we just tired? I like to be a little fashion conscious. I'm not a Vogue reader, but at my age, I like to try to put my best foot forward. I did a lot of research before I came here online about what are Italians wearing. When they walk down to the grocery store, when they go to the bank, what are they wearing? A lot of what my research showed was very polished, sophisticated, black, white, tans, monochromatic, very tasteful jewelry. Yeah, that's Northern Italy. My experience here in this little medieval village, nobody is wearing that. The clothing here tends to be lighter weight, more bohemian looking. I'll give you an example of a couple of shirts just to help you understand. And these are just examples. This is a little bit more the kinds of clothing that I'm seeing here in Sicily. Not necessarily a shirt I'm wearing right now, but more this kind of stuff. The other thing is that I bought 6 pairs of shoes. Okay, I'm here 3 to 6 months. I thought I bought some really sensible shoes. Flats, or flats with a little heel, or something with like a good sole. And then I bought 1 pair of sneakers. Yeah. So I literally have worn almost exclusively my 1 pair of sneakers and 1 pair of flats because I need the traction. The steps here are old cobblestone. And when they get wet from like a little bit of dew or a little bit of rain, which we don't get enough of, there is no traction. Frankly, I can't wait to go home and wear cute shoes. It's just kind of funny how my expectation was different than the reality that I live in, but it's all good.